up to 20 people could be in there training at a time, and with different intervals and whatnot, anaerobic hit classes, endurance and stamina classes, or strength and power classes in that DECA gym. So we wanted it to be like if you and I are coaching a class today in a gym, and you've got the air bike and the sled and the rams and the rower, we're not doing this to break a sweat, lose a few pounds or inches. We're doing this to train for the sport of DECA, or the sport, if we've got some of your zones in there, the sport of deadly, or even high rocks. It's like the sport we're training. As an old coach for 30 years, I never allow myself to call it exercise or working out. It's training, because at a minimum, we're training for the ultimate sport of life. And I know you know exactly what I'm talking about there is, when Susie and Bill wake up 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, are they going to be able to say yes to everything this beautiful rock of ours called planet Earth provides us? Active vacation with the kids, the grandkids one day, being able to protect ourselves if we need to, being able to, and our family members, being able to do the type of work we want to do. So ultimately training for the sport of life. But the zones were truly developed. They were in our minds, and I've got a lot of, oh my gosh, I can show you this, dude. When I was, there was, let me see if I can find this. This is too good. Okay. This is the kind of stuff you find, dude. You find these type of drawings. These drawings are for like January 2020, or like December 2020. It's like everything starts on a dry erase board or a bar napkin. And so for those 3 months, most of the zones were set, but we changed some of the zones. You shifted them around. And I know you'll value this with your amazing, for example, I just finished reading, for the listeners and the viewers, I just finished reading Jason's book, who you're going to have available soon. One of the best damn books. When I wrote the forward to it, I said, every mom and dad needs to read this. Every PE coach, every health instructor. It's like the fitness and exercise and training Bible, and the value of fitness in your life. It's like that Bible. So fist bumps to you. But the value of people looking at your product and saying, 10 years from now, and we're 10 times as big as we are, and I was like, you know what, that makes sense. Where they put things makes sense. It's like I kind of see how you warm up in those first round of zones, and you kind of, everything turns into full body, and you get the dark alley beat down for the finish. Do we work all planes of motion and muscle groups and joints? Does it make sense versus just, so rep count, the weight standards? It was, you can understand this, man. It's very hard, not in a bad way. It's very challenging, a healthy challenge to say, okay, Lauren's in the arena. Strong, powerful, fit athlete. When she's at a 170 heart rate, is it going to be very, very challenging for her, those weights? They start to feel heavy for her. But in that same arena, using the same standards, 5 people 100 pounds overweight could be doing exactly what Lauren's doing. That was crazy important. So that testing in the lab DECA is no way where it is today at the level it is without those 3.5 months of just murdering the plan, dude.
Well, that's it. And this is something that we still get loads of comments on. So I tested all the labours, so we call the exercises labours. It always stemmed from like the 12 labours of Hercules, and it was all right: body weight, kettlebell, dumbbell, weight plate exercises, all the key movements: squat, lunge, push. I wanted, rather than weight plate ground to overhead, we called it the clean and press. We've got the dumbbell snatch. So we have the 2 Olympic lifts. We have, all the key movements, the fundamentals of movements like hinge, squat, push, pull, all single legs type stuff. And for me, the key was going that you can always go faster. So I remember in the military that if someone was at the back, it wouldn't be an issue. But if someone was fit and they said, how was that? And they said, oh, it was easy. That would piss me off more. I'd be like, well, you've not worked very hard, have you? So if I do a circuit training session at the gym and someone's like, oh, that was easy, I'm like, well, you're clearly useless, or you've not worked hard, you know what I mean? Whereas if someone's really struggled but they've put 100% in, then it's good. So we get comments all the time on Instagram, and it doesn't annoy me, but I sort of want to go, I can't wait to see you race, because people go, then weights are too light, then weights are easy, then weights are pathetic. Even we get one person even said, what is the point in having bear crawls in there? What a pathetic movement. by far, bear crawls are seen as like the worst of the 12 labours. And the bottom line is, the amount of people that say your weights need to be heavier, and I say, well, come and give it a go, because 60 reps of anything, even if it's a paperweight, when you're doing 400 meter best efforts into 60 goblet squats, it could be a body weight squat. But the amount of people that, especially when we first launched the race, the amount of, not backlash, but the amount of comments we got that people said, that's too easy, then weights are easy. And what people were essentially doing is they were thinking, right, that's a 12.5 kilo or a 25 pound dumbbells for 60 push press. And they're like, well, in the gym, I do 4 sets of 10 at whatever weight it is. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a different kettle of fish when you've ran a 400.
Jason, let me tell you something real quick. I would say, and this is going to ruffle a few feathers, but that's a selfish individual that does not understand fitness from a coaching perspective. Going back to what we talked about earlier in the podcast, the vast majority of those people, and it could be Manchester, Birmingham, London, or any of the cities here in the U.S., all around you, there are people that they don't have fitness in their life. And the most beautiful part about, I think where Deadly and DECA line up really well, is all the major cities in the UK, all the major cities in the US. You and I could roam around. We could do this would be fun. We could do a project together for a research project for a year. And we have Deadly and DECA set up in an indoor outdoor environment. And we just pull every town, city we go to, we pull 100 random people off the street. You're going to get a lot of unfit people in those 100 random people. Mm-hmm. Every single one of them. They're going to take longer than you and I, but they're all going to finish, and we're going to hang a medal around their neck. We're going to high five them. We're going to hug them. They're going to go to a leaderboard. They're just going to be slower. And anybody saying that, to your point, has never hit Deadly or DECA at zone 5 red line. It's going to completely turn you inside out. And yes, I understand from a very high level strength athlete, the weights at a low heart rate are going to feel very light. Okay, but it's okay. I know you and I, our vision is very similar.